Welcome to Week 10 of Crossing Broad's weekly fantasy football series, brought to you by DraftKings.com. Now only available in 48 states.
New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down.
All of our fantasy value players are chosen by our own fantasy guru, Neighbor Mike. I'm Crossing Broad's intern, Adam. Mike's sleeper quarterback of the year is Blake Bortles of the Jacksonville Jaguars. After a career-high game against the Jets last week, Bortles has quietly put up consistently high passing yards every game this season. With a good number of top-shelf quarterbacks on the bye, Bortles is a steal. Plus, how much fun is it to say his name? Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles. Is a divisional game against the Packers the fire needed for Matthew Stafford to light things up in Lambeau Field? If he wants to keep pace with the passing machine that is Aaron Rodgers, Stafford has to pass, and pass often. It may sound crazy, but Kirk Cousins of Washington is a solid choice against the Saints. Every single quarterback the Saints have faced have put up big numbers the entire season. Your gut reaction may be to laugh at this choice, but Cousins is guaranteed to get you points. Hey there, DeMarco Murray! Glad to see you wake up last week in Dallas. Slowly but surely, DeMarco is becoming the fantasy player everyone wanted to see from week 1. What could put a spring in James Stark's step? Being named the number 1 running back over Eddie Lacy. Since the Packers' bye, Starks has carried for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns. For a running back under $5,000, he's an absolute deal. Mike's philosophy has been to start anyone against the Saints this season. The Saints' 31st ranked defense cannot stop anyone's run game. If that's good news to anyone's ears, it's certainly to Matt Jones of Washington. Jaguars receiver Allen Robinson is Blake Bortles' top target. Baltimore cornerbacks can't cover wide receivers. If Robinson gave Darrelle Revis the business last week, there's no reason for him to not do so against the Ravens. In a similar situation, it's Jarvis Landry of the Dolphins. The Eagles haven't stopped a tremendous amount of passes this season, and Jarvis is better than most of the receivers they've faced. It proves to be that it's going to be a good day down the field for the Miami receiver. The rookie Vikings receiver Stephon Diggs leads the team in receiving yards and receptions. He faces the Oakland Raiders on Sunday, who last week gave up every single yard possible. Gary Barnidge is a must-start tight end, especially against the Steelers, who have had trouble covering them. Just hope that the Browns don't start Johnny Manziel. Josh McCown makes much better use of this receiving stud. Jordan Reed is at the top of receptions for Washington. Go for the hat trick in value picks and players facing the Saints this week. Jameis Winston loves tossing to Austin Seferian-Jenkins. He may be a game-time decision, but for the chump change it will cost to draft Jenkins, it's worth the shot to roll the dice on a quarterback's preferred target. Look at last week's loss for the Denver Broncos as a fluke. This week, they played the Chiefs at Mile High Stadium. The number 1 defense in the league shouldn't look that poor again. Defensively, Houston has been solid, especially in that game against the Tennessee Titans. The offense, however, has been lackluster. The undefeated Bengals should have no problem containing the Texans. With 6 straight losses, the Cowboys don't look to improve anytime soon with the less-than-average Matt Castle at quarterback. Even the Buccaneers should be able to run wild over that offense. With the way DraftKings has had the screws turned on them, you'd think they were the decoration on the holiday cups at Starbucks. Maybe what DraftKings needs is some good celebrity gossip. Maybe DraftKings was seen out cavorting with newly single Gwen Stefani. Maybe DraftKings is in talk to play a Jedi in the new Star Wars movies. Who's hosting SNL this weekend with special musical guest Chris Cornell? Why, it's DraftKings! But in the end, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. I mean, look at the legal team assembled to take on the case against them.
Vanity. Definitely